Good evening and welcome to a Rebels Radio special broadcast where I am joined by the joint manager, Neil Baker.
Good evening.
For a post-Potters Bar match interview just ahead of the Egham game tomorrow night. Taking the opportunity just to get Neil's thoughts, which I'm very grateful for. Start off with Neil. You seemed very keen on Saturday, for those fans that weren't there early, to get the game on. The pitch was really difficult. It was quite muddy and wet. What was yours and Under's rationale for it?
Well, in all honesty, we've the last sort of 5 games. Obviously, we've been in a great run of form. I think you get to a Saturday and you want to play a game of football, and I don't think any of us wanted to go to Potters Bar on a Tuesday night. And even though we turned up at the game and saw the pitch and saw that obviously it was very wet, we just felt that with the lads that we've got that they wouldn't turn up, and turn their nose up, and they'd come and work hard, and that's why we wanted to get the game on, really.
And you approached the ref and spoke to him quite honestly and directly. What was his input?
Yeah, he was a little bit concerned with a couple of areas. He'd obviously he wanted to get the game on as well, but we just said from our point of view that we wanted to play the game. From Potters Bar, they wanted to get the game on from a financial reason, as they'd get a bigger crowd on a Saturday than a Tuesday night. And I think we all said that we probably played on a lot worse, and in the end the referee sort of said, yeah, no, I agree, and to be honest, it was the right decision.
Were you at all concerned that the level of play that you're used to playing on a nice pitch like that at Holloways would suffer with, Slough want to play football, Potters Bar pitch wasn't exactly the best for football. Did you think that you might suffer because of that?
Not really. I think the side that we've got, they can adapt. Obviously we are used to playing on a decent pitch at Holloways Park. Over the last the last year, it's definitely improved over there, and Ian Gould's done a fantastic job. But in all honesty, when I saw Potters Bar on Tuesday, they actually like to play themselves, and we felt that we could probably dominate them a little bit with our experience, and I think we did that.
What did you say in the change room before the game to get the boys going? There was a huge amount of intensity and work rate in that first 10-15 minutes.
To be honest, we don't really need to say an awful lot at the moment. They're so keen. They're up for every game. We've got a strong squad at the moment, and there's a huge amount of belief. And I think that they just want to get the games played and won and try and achieve something this season. And at the moment, it's sort of quite straightforward for us to manage. And I mean, they were so up for the game on Saturday, and as you say, the first 45 minutes, I thought the work rate was absolutely top drawer, and I think it's hunger as well. The hunger from the lads is absolutely fantastic, and that will stand us in good stead.
Were there any particular performances that shone out in that first 45 for you?
It's very difficult. Funny enough, myself and John, when we were going in at the end, we sometimes try and pick out a player or two, but we didn't do that Saturday, just because we felt that everyone put in such a good shift. The football we played on a very difficult surface was really, really impressive. But the work rate was just so good from everyone, and I don't think there was many performances that disappointed in the slightest. I thought everyone put in a good shift, and some of the quality was top draw.
There was a little bit of needle in the game. It got a little bit kind of physical from time to time, a little bit going on off the ball, and some remonstrating from yourself amongst others. What was said just after half time? I saw the referee bring the two captains together. Yeah,
I think there'd been a couple of problems first half, and I know there was an incident with Eddie. I think there was an incident with Sean and one of their players as well. I think the referee was just obviously trying to get them to calm everyone down and make sure that they were sensible second half. Obviously on the pitch as well, he wanted the game to be as sensible as possible.
Yeah, he came over and had a word with you. What was that about?
Yeah, I don't think you actually picked up on it on the listening back to the broadcast, but one of their lads had handballed it in the penalty box, and it was one of the most blatant penalties I've probably seen in a long time, and obviously wasn't seen by the referee or linesman, who were both looking at it, and I had a bit of I remonstrated a little bit with the linesman, and probably for the first time.
No headbutting though.
No headbutting. No Alan Pardew-esque headbutts. But no, I mean, I was disappointed because at the time it was only 2-0. and that could have killed the game off.
Yeah, and obviously you made some changes, both in the starting 11. What was your reason for making the changes, bringing in Johnny Dyer and putting Scott Harris on the bench?
Well, Scott was absolutely fantastic against Dunstable. We made a conscious decision that we would probably mix it up over the next couple of games. Jake Parsons obviously started a game with Darren Wheeler on the bench. We just feel that we can make one or two minor changes and it won't affect the side too much. I mean, Scotty will come back in Tuesday night and we've just got so much strength and depth at the moment. You just look at the bench and it's very difficult at times, because you want to try and keep everyone happy. But as a footballer, I know very well that if you're not playing, then sometimes it isn't great, and you do want to be playing. Yeah,
talking about the squad, it's interesting, obviously, how form and time have changed since the very difficult December, starting off with that tough away game at Dunstable, which was controversial to say the least. But since that point, you kind of readdressed at Christmas. You made a kind of few changes, which again we're probably seeing with a degree of controversy, kind of getting rid of a couple of Slough favourites, with Ryan Lake departing and Ollie Burgess also making way, replaced by Parsons and Rumbold. Do you think that you've been kind of slightly justified in what you did there?
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy when you're sort of making changes, but at the time we felt that there needed a few changes within the squad. Just sometimes you need a couple of new faces in the changing room, and when we felt both the two coming in, or two or three coming in, and the two or three that were going out, it would probably be a positive thing for the team, and at the end of the day, that's what it's about. I mean, everyone has their favourites with players, and but it's mine and John's job to try and get the best out of the squad that we've got, and we felt that getting rid of Lakey and Ollie was the right thing for us, and I believe that Ryan Parsons and Lee Rumbold have come in and been absolutely top draw.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've now won 6 on the bounce. You're looking up, not down. Kind of quite strong for the playoffs. Where do your ambitions lie right now?
Ambitions lie in the next game against Egham Town, and 3 points, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we've sort of been taking one game at a time, and it is a big cliche, but it is something that we have been looking at, and just one game at a time. If we get another win, tomorrow night, then we go to Saturday, and it's as simple as that. Yeah, obviously we'd love to be in the playoffs, and of course everyone would love to win the league. However, all we can do is win our games, and whatever happens around us happens.
Moving on to Egham, they've got a very strong away record. They've been playing very well of recent, despite the fact that they haven't played too many games in the last few months due to the pitch conditions. What's your focus going to be? What are you going to be telling the boys in the changing room before the game?
We won't tell them an awful lot else than what we have been doing. It's about work rate. It's about working hard, getting the ball down, using it well, and listen, we back ourselves against most sides with what we've got going forward, and also what we are defensively as well. And obviously, when I say defensively, I'm talking about the midfield and the back four and the keeper. To be honest, Egham, a strong side. They're a good side. They've been on a fantastic run of form this year. I don't believe they've conceded too many. I think their away record is very, very good. I mean, I think they're five wins and a draw out of their last 6. So they're top of the away form table. So we know it's going to be a tough game. There's a number of players in the squad for Egham that have got ties to Slough, with obviously Ryan Lake going there, and a couple from last season. So they'll be looking to get one over on us, I'm sure. And we've just got to do what we've been doing, and hopefully if we do, we'll come away with 3 points.
Well, I for one am going to be looking forward to commentating on tomorrow night. I think it's really standing us up for a really good game. I think it's going to be tougher than a lot of Rebels fans perhaps give Egham justice for. So I think it's going to be tight out there. Any predictions?
No, I don't make any predictions. We'll give it a good shot. We'll give it a good go. I'm sure that the lads will work hard. We've picked up a couple of niggles, but hopefully everyone will be fit, and we'll have a full squad to choose from.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for communicating out to all those Rebels fans. Is there anything you've got to say for them before we go?
No, get behind the lads and come on, you Rebels.
Thanks very much, Neil.
Cheers.
Cheers.